Well, this is Margaret Schlachter with Mud Run Guide. I am here with Dr. Amy Pajcic, who is known by most for her obstacle racing prowess with crushing Conquer the Gauntlet. She's been on American Ninja Warrior. And she just got off a 8 or 9, 10 hour even shift at the veterinary clinic that she works at. So Amy, you're literally still in your scrubs, so thanks so much for taking some time.
No problem.
Yeah, so tell me about, you're in your scrubs, like you're a veterinary, you're a doctor, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Dr. Patrick. My clients who can't remember my name, I'm Dr. Magic.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about like veterinary medicine. I know is really hard to get into from some friends. So yeah, how did you become a veterinarian first, and then we'll talk about obstacle racing.
So it is. There's only 28 vet schools in the country, so it is hard to get in. There's a lot of competition, and I found out that I got in 2 days before Christmas, so that was the best Christmas gift ever. But then, so you do your undergrad, then you go to vet school for 4 years, and then if you want to specialize, you do additional internship or residency from there. But I just went into private practice. But where I work, there's 15 doctors, well, 14 and one contracted in. So actually, I'm getting a lot of experience now, so I think it's better off this way than if I were at a residency. At
Wow.
least me.
So I guess we're actually here to talk about obstacle racing, not veterinary medicine. But so you've been on American Ninja Warrior. You have totally crushed it on, like, Conquer the Gauntlet is probably one of the hardest. It's probably one of the hardest courses out there, and you have to do all the obstacles, and you've done that. So
Yeah.
how did you get into this whole obstacle racing world thing? Ninja, hanging, crawling, everything like that.
Because I always enjoyed climbing on obstacles. I was that idiot climbing up the slide instead of sliding down, or climbing on top of the monkey bars when I was little. But I was going into vet school. I was like, let's do a marathon while I'm still in shape. And then I had to do another, and then I did an ultra, and then a triathlon. I was tired of running. And then my friend's like, hey, there's this 24-hour obstacle course race. And I was like, how do I sign up?
And that would be World's Toughest Mudder, correct?
Yes, yes. And I did pretty well, and I got hooked from there.
But
I
pretty well, tell everybody how you did at that one.
got I didn't know what I was doing. I had like 5 hoodies on, and I was like shivering the whole time. It was an experience, though. But then I also started rock climbing a little bit before that, so that really helped me with the grip strength and the obstacles. Um, but I just love the challenge of the obstacles. That's my favorite part. It's fun. Playtime.
Yeah. So how did you end up? I mean, you did pretty well. You've been on American Ninja Warrior more than once. So how did you get on American Ninja Warrior? How did that whole thing happen?
So, Michelle Warnke was my friend who said I should sign up for the obstacle race. So then, of course, I started changing the ninja obstacles with her, and it was addicting. So then I had to send in my application, of course, and they accepted me. And hanging out with the ninjas was the coolest part. We'd be walking around town like, we could climb this building. So there's just 20 of us on the side of a building trying to climb it. It's like I'm hanging out with my own species.
And on American Ninja Warrior, we all saw they called you Amy Magic Pagic. So
Yeah.
where did this nickname Magic come from? Or do you like do? Are you a magician on the side too?
No, it's kind of a family joke. When we were little, like all my cousins, my brother, we'd get pencils from our aunt. It's like, oh, Amy Pajcic sounds like magic. So it was always our joke, Magic Pagic. So it just kind of caught on when I started racing well.
So
It's
no magic tricks.
no, besides me racing really well, right? My clients appreciate it sometimes.
Yeah, so obviously you work with people and their animals. Do they know you from? Do they ever come in and you're gonna, I don't know, spade or neuter an animal, and they're like, wait a minute, you look really familiar. Have I seen you on television or something like that?
It's actually happening more and more. At first, nobody knew who I was. And the first time I got a voicemail, this guy's like, "Hey, Dr. Pajcic, I have a question for you. Call me back." And then his son recognized my name off of the drug label that gave their dog. So he recognized me from Ninja. And then more and more of them are just like, "Wait a second, we saw you on TV." So it's kind of cool.
No, that's awesome. So how, I mean I know everybody always asks this question, but how do you specifically train to just dominate obstacles?
Lots of rock climbing, the grip strength and the grip endurance, and just being able to kind of work out in your mind different ways to do a route or an obstacle. So rock climbing, if you climb with a bunch of tall guys, of course, me being short, I have to think of a different way around it. So just always thinking of the best way for me to accomplish a route or an obstacle. That helps. And just playing on everything, jumping on hallways, the spider wall it, or swinging off of bars. Everything can be an obstacle or a playground.
Now, when you're at the vet clinic, do you ever just jump onto something or freak out your coworkers or anything like that?
We do a few times, and I influence people badly sometimes. We have a kind of tall table in the lab. We're trying to do box jumps off of that, and then there's like an archway into the lab. We like kind of jump in, like spider jump into the, the archway.
So you're always training. You're always finding new places to train.
Yes.
Now, is there anything? I know this is. I love to ask this question. Is there anything that you've learned from sort of the whole ninja obstacle racing, this whole world that has carried over into your professional world as being a veterinarian?
Absolutely. Well, learning like the discipline, like okay, I gotta make time for this, gotta make good choices all the time, go to bed early, all that fun stuff. And then just there's always humbling experiences, like oh, there's things I gotta work on, is so you don't, I guess, I don't get too big of an ego, hopefully.
Now, do you have time for anything else in your schedule? I mean, you got married like a year ago.
Yeah.
You're working full time in a clinic. You're also training all the time. You're crushing obstacles. Like, is there anything else that you can fill your day with?
I I don't sit still very well, so in my free time, I like to draw and paint, lots of arts and crafts. Actually, I made my wedding dress last year, so
You you made your way like so
yeah.
designed it and then sewed the whole thing?
Yeah, I cheated. I stole the bottom from another dress, but I made the top and sewed it all together.
I don't think there's anything you can't do. And you also told me earlier that you ride horses as well too.
Yes. I've been riding for a very long time. I can't remember how long. I did a lot of English dressage and hunters and jumpers, but now I'm riding my second cousin's horses who are Western. So I'm getting more experience with Western and reining.
So you're
So
gonna compete in that too? Are we gonna see that?
we do once in a while, just some small shows, nothing too big. But
So I feel like we're learning so much about you right now. We've not only seen you on numerous obstacle races, like all over the country, in doing really well, but you're also a painter on the side. You made your own wedding dress, and you compete in different, equestrian events. I'm yeah. So I guess what is next for you? Where are you going to be this fall, and
Toronto,
where?
of course. I'm really excited for the short course. I feel like the obstacle heavy or obstacle dense course is going to be in my favor. Um, and I have a few races planned before then. In November, there's the Marine Corps ball. My husband's a Marine, so I have to make another dress for that. That's all I have planned, but I'm sure a lot of things will happen.
So do you think we're going to see you on American Ninja Warrior again, or?
As long as they take me back, I'll keep applying.
Excellent, awesome. Well, Amy, thanks so much. I mean, it's always I always learn something new every time I talk to you. So thanks so much for taking the time when you're done with your work day to talk to me.
No problem. Thank you.